Adar. Naturally, we call that Chav Chet Adar. It marks the Hilula of a very great rabbi from spent much time in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. His name was Rabbi Avraham HaCohen, Pimentel, Zecher Tzadik Livracha. He was actually born in English year 1627. He passed away right at the end of the 17th century in 1690. Naturally, on the 28th of Adar, Taf Nun Zayin, naturally, over here. Now, he actually was born and came from a great community in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. It's actually strange because we was already related over another video on this series today of a great rabbi from the Netherlands, from Amsterdam. And over here we are again, the second video running this morning on a rabbi that very much made an imprint on that specific era in of itself. Now, there was great rabbonim in Amsterdam in that specific era in of itself. There was a famous yeshivat, it's over there, and I believe the Rosh Yeshiva of the yeshiva in of itself and of the city was Rav Shaul Levi Moritira, another great rabbi who was spoken about, and he had a connection, I think, with him. It was very much raising him, especially inside the Torah. There was other great rabbis, I think, that there was communication with and closeness to, including the famous Rav Moshe Raphael di Agila, who happened to be a very great rabbi at that point in time. Very testifies about the great levels of Torah study there was at that stage. He would actually work in commerce in parts of he I believe that was part of his parnasa, but he would spend the whole day dealing in Torah in the really entire time learning Torah to a great level. I think at that point in time finances weren't that great, especially in Amsterdam, so I think it was tough times from a financial perspective, but many of the great rabbis would learn in poverty, especially during that era. I think he would become the Rosh Yeshiva of Keter Torah in Amsterdam. That was a famous yeshiva in its day in the Netherlands. It was a great kahila at that point in time, very different kahila, congregations in Amsterdam at that point in time. He would be one of the main rabbis of the kahila in of itself. I think at a later stage he moved to Germany and work in, if I'm not mistaken, in Hamburg over there respectively. So he had the dual jobs in of itself. Now, come what the year 1668, his book called the Minchat Kohen would actually come out. This will actually comprise of 3 volumes, 3 halakim respectively. The Muvah HaShemesh, which was based on the halachot, on Hilchot Haruvot in the Isur B'Hetzah, which is about Kashrut respectively, and Mishmeret HaShabbat also, with regards to laws of Shabbat. I think various different pamphlets will also come out on different stages in time, very much connected to Rav Chizkiah de Silua, another great rabbi spoken about from the Netherlands. Inside the pamphlet, Pri Chadash, very respected. He happens to be author of Pri Chadash, Rabbi de Silua, and he's known as a Pri Chadash also. Then there was a Kuntras, which was the first part of the pamphlet, let's just say, was the Minchat Kohen, which I think Rabbi Yosef Tu'umim, which actually produced as a pamphlet. Then the Pri Megadim, which was a Kuntras, a pamphlet, on the second chelek, or the second volume of his teachings, respectively. I think in the year 1673 there was a publication, I think in Hebrew, of let's just say like a publication of the Asirei HaTikva, which was actually authored by Rabbi Pinso. Very interesting. I recommend everyone to look into that. I think it's actually interesting. I think a play later on will be published in Hebrew at a later stage within regards to Rabbi Avraham HaCohen Pimentel. Very interesting enough. Now, he passed away on the 28th of Adar in 1697. We'll talk about from the time of recording of it, about 300 and close to 330 years ago. And that's interesting. He would have a son who would become a rabbi also, Rabbi Yitzchak HaKohen Pimintiel. And I think he will print many of his sermons afterwards in Spanish at a later stage. And I think also in Portuguese. It was very much publicized over there in those different areas. But I think these manuscripts or these publications, they're difficult to find nowadays. So if anyone knows where the publication of manuscript can be found, or if anyone knows of a copy of it, we will appreciate it to forward it and let us all know. So maybe we can forward it on the channel. But it's Silula here on the 28th of Adar. Here we're coming into the month of Nisan. We've already related over on this series about a good 20-25 Rabbonim who very much had an integral part of the Netherlands over here. So please watch over those previous videos over here. The Friends with Community here, we're learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. Subscribe to the channel at the moment. If anyone's interested in watching these videos, share the videos to those people respectively. And don't forget to like the videos also. And let me know if you're related to any of the rabbanim we're speaking about. I'd love to hear more. Now, we've covered over 850 rabbis already of the Oriental and Spanish countries of yesteryear. It's the only place you'll find in English language pretty much online that we cover these 12 decrees. So wishing you all a fantastic day and take care.